Hi guys, welcome to Duke the Interior Designer. It's been a while since I did a video and let me see, I'm very excited. I've taken so long to be back, but I've been busy with projects and just appreciating that we need to do more now. Today our video is upon a request by one of my viewers. He requested that I do a video on how to make a sink, because he's interested in seeing how we can make the interior curves look better. And for that purpose, I've made a drawing of the sink that I have. It's about 1.2 meters by 0.5 meters. And let's get started. For those who are not too familiar with the program, we'll use this toolbar here called Edit Elements, which you can get from Window, come to Toolbar, and then you can click on Edit GDL Library. You create a new library object. After this, you need now to create parameters for your object. Now let's first save our object. Control S. You can save it somewhere where you can be able to access it. I normally go to Browse, and all objects that I make, I press them under a file. Normally I like giving, it should be ArchiCAD, okay, sorry, that should be ArchiCAD objects, Duke DL. Can always give it under 2022 and give a file, a folder, and a sinks, enter, and you call it sink. Okay, proceed, then go to parameters. Parameters is where we do input our sizes, and like you can see from our drawing here, we'll need the whole length of the sink, the width, and other few measurements. So come here, our A will be our length, which is 1200. Our B is our width, which is 500, and the height, I measured one of the sinks that I have, it's about 230, and then we can add other measurements. Come down here below ZZ, YZ, X, put a new parameter. I want to call this thickness, let's call it metal, the metal that makes the sink, sink, sink metal thickness. For the variables, you need to make sure that you don't have spaces, otherwise they won't accept. It's also acceptable if you can do sink underscore metal underscore thickness, or just have one word, and always remember to do them in camel case. Camel case is where you do the first letter as a capital and the other ones as not. So the metal thickness is a length, which is okay. You can copy this, paste here. Normally metal is not thick, it's in into insignificant sizes, but for the purposes of drawing I want to make it much bigger. Let's do like 5 mm. So that's one of the units. We also need the sizes of, you see this outer part that is between this line and this one. This is what will lie on your granite or on your stone or masonry works. So I've measured and I've seen this is about 25. So let's call it the sink edging. Let's call it sync edging. Come here, give it a name, sync edging. Copy, paste here. Again, it's a length, do 25. Let's go back. We also need to take sizes of this ball itself. We work on the ball first, then we proceed to the others. We need to know the diameter or the radius of the outer of the corners, and this is very easy to measure. Can do, sorry, we'll need to take the measurement, or can even use a line to always give you the sizes. Just point here, and then it's up. The radius is 40. So come to the sync parameters. Let's add several so that we don't keep adding. This one, let's call this ball and curve and curve radius. So it's good to give parameters that are easy to remember, so that even if you gave somebody this project, they can be able to edit without issues. Ball and curve radius, and this again, it's a length, and you've seen it's 40. We come back. We need other parameters. For example, we need the contour pen. Normally write cont pen. That's a pen. 2D contour pen. And then you can give a color of choice. I like the gray one. You can also do the fill pen. That's also a pen. Fill pen. Oh, sorry. Pen. Fill pen. You can also give it like a green. You can also do sync material. Sorry. Sync mat. That will be a material. Remember, most things are made of stainless steel. So metal, stainless steel. And also, I think let's continue with that. We'll proceed as we go along. Go back to our drawing and see. So for this video, my purpose is first to cut the ball out, and then in another 1 or 2 videos I'll be able to do the ball, hole, and also the drain area. So let's start. Before we proceed, I also need to know some few measurements. Okay, I think this will do as we proceed. Now, whenever you're drawing, it's always very important to have axes. You need the X and Y axis, which will always guide you to produce a better drawing. We always start from the center, which is 0, 0, and as you go to the left, that is a negative. As you go to the right of X is positive. The section below, that is the Y axis, that becomes the negative. At the top is positive. And we use things like pressing to construct these items. And this is done from the 3D view. But every time before you do any 3D view, you also need to do something to the 2D, because you need to see whatever you're drawing from this window. And this is done just by just a small keyword. On this window we need to write some few code, and that is project 2 comma north 23 comma 272. Now this should be together, that is project 2 3 to 72. This will help us to see, once you click on the 2D view, you can be able to see what you're drawing. Now let's proceed to the 3D. 3D is actually the place where our designs are done, and for that purpose, under the 3D we need to define a few things. You can start by defining the author or the creator of this project, and normally we do it in terms of comments. Once you do that like this, and then you can write a few details here like project project, what are we creating? We are creating the sink. And also do author Daniel, date, today being 3rd of March 2025. Then you can close it off there. Now the next thing that we need is we can define our pen that will be used to do our drawing, and therefore write pen, and from our parameters we give the pen as contour pen. Copy this, come to 3D and paste. We also need to do Tora. Tora is about the smoothness of our object. So normally I like doing 0.001, and then we now actually start doing our project. And the first thing that we need is what we call the GOSABs. GOSABs define the different areas that we are creating. Like now in our sink, we can have a GOSAB that defines the whole body. We can have a GOSAB that defines our sink bowl and also the sink drain. For today, I'm just doing two things, that's the whole body and also the bowl. So I'll have the GOSAB 100, you can give it any number, and this will define our body. And then we go to GOSAB 1, let's say 120 or 10 to define our bowl, sink bowl. After this, you have to finish the keyword end. If you don't do that, your coding won't work. And again, always remember to do check script. You can see Rebo 100 is not found because we've not defined it down here. We also need to come up with the actual place that we'll be doing our drawing. So for GOSAB 100, you write 100 and then finish with the keyword return. Now if you check the script, you see we are going to Rebo 110 because it's not there. Stop and just copy this and paste it here, down here. Do 110. If you check the script, GDL says okay. Always remember to define what you are doing, like part 100 defines the body, part 110 defines the sink ball. Save and again check the script. Okay, we come to the body itself. The body itself will be made of, first one item is the material. You have to write the keyword. These are keywords. The material is a keyword. Come to materials, copy the sink material. And then we come to the actual making of the sink itself. In order to make the sink, we'll need a prism. Although we have several methods that we can use that can produce other results. And prism, the first item under prism is the points. We'll have 1 point, 2 point, 3 points, 4 points, and always remember to come to the first point, so that is 5. So write 5 points here, and then we write the height. Our height is this one, sink height. Oh, we wrote ZZYZX. So it's ZZYZX. And then from here you define the points. The first point is defined as A to the negative, and remember the whole of point this to this is the whole of A. This is the whole of A. So when you come to this other point, it's half of A. So we are talking of this first point as minus A divided by 2. My mouse has hung. Oh, sorry. Where are we? Okay, we are here. So define minus A divided by 2. That's our first point. Our second point is, remember, every time you do axis, it's xy. So we've done the x. What about the y? The y is this point, which is minus b divided by 2. Oh, we call the x a and the y b. So minus b divided by 2. And always we end with a code of 15, which defines the smoothness of our point. We go to the other point. The other point is exactly opposite of our first point. So from where I sit, I'll just copy this and just change one item only, the A. A is now towards the positive, but B is the same. If you go to this other point, it's opposite of this one. So copy this. Always align them. It will be minus, oh sorry, this should be, yeah, it's positive, yes. A is positive, but B again here becomes positive. Why is it positive? Because we said this is negative, this is positive. Then we come to the opposite side, which is here. We'll have negative of A and positive of B. So again, copy this. Paste. Negative A and positive of B. And then finally we have to finish with the first point. but instead of 15 we finish with 1. So again we finish with 1. You can check the script, it's okay. Now let's see the magic. You see, once the reason as to why we are seeing this is because of putting this project 3 to 70. Let's cut this and save and try and see. See, you can see nothing, but once you return it back and save, you are able to see what you have created. And what you've created is just a box. So from this box we need to cut. And I also want to show another method so that all of you can always be aware that there are several methods of creating this thing. We also have what we call a H prism. Instead of using the prism that you see here, we can also use what we call a H prism. H prism has many things that it requires. It needs a side material, top material, bottom material. It also needs a heel angle. Heel angle means instead of having straight edges, you can have them curved in a very nice way. And according to my viewer, I know that's what he wanted me to show you. So that was the first point. I wanted to show the prism. Now I want to show you about the H prism. The H prism means we need more variables to put. We'll need, first of all, the heel angle. Oh, sorry, my keyboard. Heel angle. Okay. And from experience, I've realized if the heel angle, which should be, now come and select the angle here, which is this one, if you put it at 0, it always gives you perfect rounded edges. If you go beyond 0, it starts giving you other things. We also need the heel height. Heel height. Heel height is the length, and we can just put just a small amount, 10, and then we also need a heel status, which is also given as 0. If you give a 0, you show all the edges, and this should be an integer. Okay, I think that's it. And then we come to the 3D. We change this to H prism, and the first item under H prism is the side material. For us, it remains as sink material. Let me put these ones below here. Copy this. Sink material, first item. Then we go to there should be four materials, so I'll just copy 4 times. 4 times. Then again it needs 5 sides. The height is the same, and then now we define the heel angle. You can refer to the resources within the ArchiCAD. You always find them here: help, documentation, GDL. You'll find the H prism there. Heel angle. You need the heel height. And finally the heel status. Let's check whether we have an error. Not enough parameters. Let me cross check whether, oh, maybe I've left this because it should be, yes, it's okay. We had omitted the comma here. Let's see. If you notice, we have an edging here. You can see it has a softer edging at the edge. I'll show you once we finish the project. Now we need to cut the bore area, and the bore area requires that we now proceed from the body. How do we do it? Where we have the -1, we'll just put a comma and proceed, and therefore come to here, and let's make this our first point. Our first point being this one, we need to know the x value and the y value. So let's first take measurements to see. These measurements are mine. In a document, yes. Dimensions from the center. Sorry. From the center, what is the offset to the first point? Or just use M. Maybe it brings issues. Just start there up to here. That's about 60. So we need to capture that as a measurement. Come to the sync. Go to parameters. Come here. We can start with the ball 0.1x. Copy. Don't mind, we have so many parameters. You see it's 60. For the y, we don't have an issue because we've already seen it's 25 and 25, which we need to capture also, but we've already captured the edging. We just multiply by 2. So come here, go to 3D. Our first point is minus a divided by 2 a divided by 2 minus into bracket. We have to make sure that we remove from the whole length. In order to get to this point, we must consider this length from here to where we have our point here. So it will be a divided by 2 minus this. So come here, again do a, you really need a lot of maths, minus the ball point x. Copy, go to 3D, paste, and then go to point 2. That is minus b divided by 2 minus, no, when you have a minus at the start, you need a plus into brackets. That will be the 25. Sync edging times 2 because it's the into 2. Is put it inside here, multiply by 2, and then finish with 15. I hope I mentioned 15 means it's a status for clarity, how whether you can be able to show lines or not show the lines. So that's point number 1. We go to point number 2. Point number 2, let's go to our drawing. Our point number 2 is here, which is in terms of B remains, but in terms of A there is a change. So it is 2 of the edgings and then the diameter. I hope you are on the same page. Come here. Takes time, but I love the maths itself. It's a divided by 2 minus into bracket. We've said 2 of these plus the radius of the curve. Oh, sorry, you say it should be 40 here. Radius, bold radius, which is 40. So the second point is done for A. B remains still the same point. Copy, paste. We go to third point. That point will be determined by this curve. And for us to draw that curve, we need to know the radius of the curve. No, we need to know the center point of that curve, and then we have some few coding that can help us to determine the actual making of the curve itself. And from my own experience, I've seen we need first of all to get the center. Let's get the center of this curve. The center is for A stance. We've just done the same to get to this point, but for B we'll do two of these, two of radiuses, two of these edgings, and a radius also. Come here. We've said A is okay. Please take your time to see what I'm doing, because this is very important. And for B, it will be minus B divided by 2 into brackets. Think almost as a copy of the whole of this. And because we are doing a curve, instead of doing 15, we write 9, 15. That's the coding for curves. And then we finish by getting the corner, the radius of our object. That's the radius. The radius 0, no, the angle that we are doing is 90. And again, this angle, we have to ask ourselves, what is the direction? If you're going anti-clockwise, angles, you do them as positives. If you're going clockwise, you do angles as negatives. And then the coding for this is 40, 15. Don't worry. We'll do it. Okay, that is finished. We go back. Remember, after drawing the curve, we're already here, so we need to go to the top part here. This top part, in terms of A, is still the same as what we got here. And then for B, it will be 2 of these and a radius. So let's go back. We write A divided by 2, A divided by 2 minus into bracket. Let's cross check. We've said 2 of these to get here. So sync, let's look for sync edging times 2. Okay, comma. And for B, it's minus B divided by 2. Okay, minus B divided by 2, minus B divided by 2 plus into brackets the whole of this sink edging and add radius. Copy, paste, and this the coding is 15. So we are now at this point. Now we need to do again another curve. Another curve means you get the center point and then the radiuses. A center point again is two of the edgings and a corner radius. Come here. So we do, let's copy this. Corner, add bow radius plus bow radius, and then here it should be B minus, because it's on the other side, and the coding is 915. And then for the curve, still remains the same. We are still going in the anti-clockwise direction, so the angle should be positive. Okay, so we've done here up to here. We come to this corner. This corner is almost the same as what we started with, so let's copy the first one. The first item we did was this one. Copy. So A is correct, but for B it's now positive and a minus here. Okay, there we go. And then this is done. We find the center point to get this point. The center point for us here is the whole of this. We need to get the center for this area, and maybe we can do M to see how much is the distance. It's still 60, so the same point as what we had here. Let's do A first. We do A. It's minus A divided by 2 plus into bracket A divided by 2 minus, and remember we did that is the ball point X. Oh, before I forget, we had some spaces here. Okay, that's it. Point B is 2 of the rim edges and a corner radius. So we can do this, 2 of that, and corner radius, corner curve, yes. This one we add, and our coding should be 915 because it's a curve, and then we copy this line. Don't worry, you might find us even making mistakes, but in the right path. Go back to the drawing. We've already done up to here. We need to come to this corner. Up to this corner, it's let's see. Oh yes, so this is 60 plus radius. Okay, at that point this corner should be minus A divided by 2 plus into bracket A divided by 2 minus, first of all we do the bow point. Okay, that plus can do two of these, can't remember, what do you call them? Brackets, two of these brackets, the ball point and the ball curve, to make it 100, and finish with 2. Then B, for B, it is 2 of these edgings and a corner radius. So come here, minus B divided by 2 plus into bracket 2 edgings and no radius. Copy, paste, and this is 915, because we need to make another curve to get to the end. We are already here, we need to get to this point, and to get to this point again we look for the center. The center is minus 60, so again, oh sorry, this is 15. Yes, this is 15. We haven't reached that now that's when we are doing this other one. So it is minus A divided by 2 plus into bracket A divided by 2 minus the 60, which happens to be the ball, ball point X. Copy, paste, and then B, our B is just, you're doing the center, sorry, it is 2 of these and the curve, yes, 2 of those and the curve, these ones. Can copy of this, and now this should be 915. Then copy our curve, radius, and the angle, and then we have to finish with our first point, which was this one. Can put these in a good size, okay, and finish with 1. Now we have 5 corners here. We've made so many, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 plus 5, we get 19. We cross check for errors. Missing comma on line 36. Line 36, sorry. This may take time to find, but I'll get it. Just a minute as I look for it. I've done a lot of searching and I found the mistake. For us, we didn't put minus B, we just did put a sign here. This should be a plus. And I've also discovered wherever we had made some mistakes, wherever we have minus A divided by 2, the other sign should be a plus, not a minus, so that things work. And now if you cross check, this is okay. You see where errors come. Now this is an error. Oh my god, that's an error that needs to be dealt with. Okay, let me cross check again where the error is, because for sure we seem to have an error. Alright, I've just discovered my main setting mistake. This chord for 1 should be negative wherever we are, and this is also negative. And then for this chord, which happens to be this point here, should be a positive B. So come here, rectify this B minus 1, oh sorry, minus, and let's cross check. Guys, can you see our ball? That's it for today. But let me show you exactly how it looks like before we go away. Let me save this one. I come to my main drawing, file, library and objects, add Duke, deep sync is under 2022, sync, choose add, it's adding the library part so that we can be able to see it. Sorry, my computer is a bit slow, bear with me. It's now loaded. Let's look for it, and objects, just look for sync. Ours should be this one. Yes, click, enter. You see our sync, and then let's see the 3D. Look at the edging. You remember me telling you how to look smooth? Look. Just because we've used H Prism and also Tora. Once you use Tora and H Prism, you always get very good edging. So next time we'll do the lower part, do the drain, and be able to cut this excess material that we have here. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. Keep subscribing, support me. I need to grow. It's been a while since I posted anything, and I do really appreciate for those who have come and seen what I'm doing and made a comment. I'm happy. You are building me. You can see what we are doing right now together. Thank you. Appreciated. Have a great time. See you next time. Thank you.